Andrew Wilson here with Steve Thom to preview round 13 of the Western Region Football League. We start with Division 3, Vale versus Century Lakes.
What a huge game this will be. Century Lakes after the big win of last week. Vale, look, they're going along undefeated at the moment. Do they drop a game? Who knows? You don't go out and deliberately do it, but if they are, I reckon this might be the one because Sanctuary Lakes are on a good roll.
North Sunshine versus Leviton.
Yeah, another big game. Look, I just think Leviton may get home in this one. I don't know by what margin, but they were disappointing last week, Leviton, but I just think in the end they'll get the 4 points.
And Parkside hosts Braybrook after a good win over the Windham Suns last week.
A lot of rivalry over the years from these two, but Braybrook disappointing last week, only kicking a couple of goals. Parkside might have a few faces in the side. I don't know what the selection is at this time of the week while we're taping this, but may have a few old names in the lineup for this week.
And our match of the day next week for the radio is Wyndham Suns versus Carnegie.
Should be a great game of football. Looking forward to this one. First time we've had a chance to see Wyndham Suns this year, and Carnegie are another new team into the competition. Two very new clubs. Wyndham Suns, going by what you believe, even though a couple of losses in a row, but Wyndham Suns should just get home.
And Division 2 now, Caroline Springs hosts Yarraville St Eagles.
Well, I think Caroline Springs, their hope of making finals this year is sort of gone with that loss last week. Look, they can make a big difference to the outcome of the four, but Yarraville St Eagles need to bounce back, show a bit of character after a big loss last week.
Manor Lakes host West Footscray.
Yeah, West Footscray should do it pretty comfortably. They've had a few structural changes. We spoke about getting the right balance and a bit too top heavy, and I think a few of those changes have been all in the process of getting made. So I think they'll get the 4 points in.
Sunny Heights host North Footscray. Can Sunny Heights get their first win?
No, they won't. North Footscray, they showed that character that last week that I think a few of us heard that may have been lacking, and that was a big win. So I think they'll hopefully all go forward for North Footscray. They can't afford to take their foot off the pedal now, North Footscray.
That's very tight top four in Division 2. It's going to be a good end to the season.
Yep.
And the final game, Windham Vale versus Glenelg.
Yeah, look, a lot of rivalry. They've built up a good little bonding over the last few years, these two. But Windham Vale Falcons, they're flying at the moment.
All right, Division 1, Deer Park off the bye. Faced Sunshine, had a great win against Werribee Districts last week.
Yeah, they did, the Sunshine Kangaroos. A lot of confidence going into this game. Deer Park, as you mentioned, off the bye, for what they get out of that, they'll be pretty fresh in the legs. But look, Sunshine Kangaroos, I reckon, and don't forget this game was a game that was called off earlier in the year through an incident. So there should be a little bit of fire in this game. And I'm not saying anything untoward, but just a little bit of fire in the game. And that's what Sunshine Kangaroos, I do believe, need. But Deer Park, they're an outstanding team. I think they'll get the 4 points. I still think they might drop one. Time's running out for that to happen, but I still think they'll drop one throughout the season. But I think they'll have a little bit of a point to prove against Sunshine Kangaroos this week.
And a huge game, second versus third. Hoppers Crossing take on Spotswood.
Yeah, it is a big game. In the context of who's going to get that second or third spot, this makes a big difference. It's good to see Fairley. I think he's been a big difference for Spotswood over the last few weeks going forward. It gives them another option, avenue to goals, takes a bit of pressure off Boydie and a few of those ones. Hoppers Crossing, Mead in good touch again last week. I don't know. I'll tell you what, I might even go with Spotty with this one. I just got a feeling that, as I say, with Fairley in good form, that they may get the 4 points.
Port Colts host Altona after Altona had a good win against St Albans last week.
Well, you couldn't see Altona dropping this one over Port Colts, but Port Colts, look, they've got to every little bit of the positive for the rest of the season it's going to be good for them. So, they've just got to keep working, keep getting behind Brad Julie, get Benny Brown, as president, get behind the whole club. But Altona, they were very, very good in patches of football last week, and they've got a bit of a sniff of the old final five now.
They do, and Werribee Districts host Albion. Werribee Districts need a win to stay in touch with the top three.
Yeah, they do. They put them back up to last week until that loss against Sunshine Kangaroos. They're sitting pretty comfortably, but that's put them back into the pack of that fight for that top three now. So they'll have the 4 points. They should get it pretty comfortably, but they need to make a bit of an impact, a bit of a statement in this game, Werribee Districts.
And St Albans have the bye, and that's it from Steve Thompson and I. We'll see you next time on the Western Region Football League.